All right, welcome back to the AVGL College Division for Black Ops 3. That first match between RIT and Wayne State was a bit of a stomp, but hopefully we'll get something more exciting with our second match, which we're hopping into right now, North Texas versus Texas A&M. You know, a little bit rivalry natural there with the Texans there. And we're going to be hopping right into the Ban and Protect for our Stronghold Hardpoint. It's going to be the same map rotation as we saw in that last game. So Stronghold Hardpoint, Infection, Search and Destroy, a Breach Uplink, and then, I mean, we didn't even see those last two maps, but it was CTF Fringe and Search and Destroy Evac if we need them. So we're hopping right into the pick and ban right now, and again, very kind of standard things, except for the Gravity Spike Protect there. That's very interesting. Wow, I mean, that ban protect went by very fast. I think they skipped
I don't think it
bans.
finished. I feel like there's more to be added there either way. Because, I mean, there's only 5 things that were banned. There's 8 people in the lobby.
Yeah, I don't know. Something happened there.
Maybe there's a restart because nobody cares about gravity spikes. Absolutely nobody uses it. So to protect it is obviously a joke ban, or a joke protect, I should say.
Well, you never know. They could be pulling out some sneaky. I mean, Hardpoint is the one game mode. If you're going to use it, that'd be it to clear an area.
I guess it's just, even in Hardpoint, it's so unpopular. You're going to see all the other weapons besides the gravity spikes get put in, especially to protect it is an absolute waste. But going to specialist draft, maybe this will give us an idea of what the players will be using. Not sure if there's going to be a restart over that ban and protects or not. I only saw 5 things even happen in there. However, Heatwave going to be your typical hardpoint specialist. Of course, we've seen things happen in the last matchup, just guaranteeing you kills, even multi-kills in some scenarios. Kinetic armor not going to come out of the side of, I believe that's North Texas on the left side. Not going to use the kinetic armor. They're going to go with the Ripper. I'm not sure if that's really something they want to go with, especially on a hard point, unless you go into these close quarter situations. Sometimes you can go on quite of a tear, but it's not really the most preferable weapon specialist you're going to want to use. And Overdrive can be an interesting hardpoint specialist, of course, to try and rotate quicker. Like, you can get some scrap time and rotate quicker with the Overdrive, or just try and flank around the hills, things like that with the Overdrive. Active camo is an interesting pick. Once again, trying to get behind enemy lines, anchor spawns, things like that with it. But on the side of UNM, on the right side, you have the Sight, the Tempest combo, which are very, very popular weapon choices. Of course, either the Annihilator or Tempest are sort of equivalent. It really goes on your preference there. But I would have to go with UNM, had the better specialist draft, just by judging on what they did. But
yeah,
like I said, I'm not sure if this needs to be redone or not, because that banner protect was sort of strange for me. But
yeah, we're just going to go with the assumption that everything's cool, and for some reason some people decided to give up some bans. If it restarts, obviously we'll restart it, but let's just hope that we can get right into this game. And, you know, they're almost done creating their classes, so we'll find out very quickly if we are, in fact, going to be starting our first map. But, you know, this is another 2 teams we haven't seen anything from, so this is going to be a complete, you know, wild card. We have no idea what we're about to see. Hopefully, whatever it is, it's a little more exciting than 250 to 24, because, I mean, that was nothing.
yeah, that wasn't really a great match to cast over, let alone watch, probably let alone to play. I mean, you could probably play against bots that would give you a little bit more practice than that, to be honest. But hopefully in the Stronghold Hardpoint, Texas versus Texas, you know, you're seeing some rivalry, some bad blood. I think this will be a lot more interesting to cast over now, starting over this Hardpoint. Of course, I believe it's the bottom team, that's North Texas, and the top team following the Texas UNM. So, of course, we don't really know these teams. Hard to really judge on who's going to come out of this. No predictions yet. And I believe the spawns are pretty equal. Like, I believe both spawns are pretty evened out. You know, sometimes you'll have one spawn that's preferable over another for the first hill. However, the first hill is pretty scrappy. There's head glitches on both. And let's see what everybody's going to be picking. Of course, VMP, M8s, nothing got banned there. So we're seeing some Man of War, some M8s coming out of side of UNM. And then Kudas, VMP, and KN44.
Yep, everything. Everything's pretty standard here. I'm going to see who's able to get things off the break. Let's take a look at the big mini-map, see what these teams are doing. Very simple. They're all just kind of rushing back. It seems like a couple players from Texas A&M are going to sit back, but Exuli is going to rush right up, is not able to find one. Beastly Ninja is going to come from behind, take him out. Trey's going down all over the place. It's going to be slightly in the hill right now with that Man of War, pre-aiming some places, not finding any, but that's 3 down right away for Texas A&M. They have an early Stronghold, ironic, I didn't even mean to say that, Stronghold on this Stronghold Hardpoint. A team kill, though, coming out. We've seen a surprising number of team kills in our games tonight, but it looks like North Texas is going to be able to break that hill. No, it's going to be shut down by Exuli and the enemy. Making Bacon now the only one left in the hill for his team. Going to be pushing up, getting ready to maybe start rotating. Enemy going to take his place, able to pick up 1, able to pick up 2, and does not get the 3rd. So, I mean, that's a very commanding first hill for Texas A&M.
Of course, when you have somebody like Enemy who's 7-1 already in the first hill, slightly as well, just trying to pick up a little bit of scrap time for his team. Heading into the second hill, you see, I believe this is Richette getting some kills here, but Enemy and friends gonna have getting that initial time for their team. It is currently 50-0 for their squad. Exile also rocking the VMP, just trying to keep these players from the other team from coming into the hill. But I mean, this is another dominate series so far.
Yeah, nothing crazy. You see Making Bacon able to push out, get some kills. I mean, again, you see a really strong setup. You have a couple players in the hill and 2 players there on either side really defending it. I mean, this is pretty unbreakable. North Texas needs to win some killer gunfights. Richette going to be pushing in and taken out immediately by Enemy, who was stationed up in that dining room. Slightly able to find 1-2, and, you know, just like that, this is 78-1. You know, by the time we're going to be nearing 100-1, I mean, this is almost more of a stomp than that last game was looking like.
Of course, sorry if we confused anybody on stream. North Texas is consisted of Beastie, Skater, Richette, and Miguel. Texas A&M, Making Bacon, Exile, Slightly, and Enemy, in case we did say that wrong. However, all the time going in favor of Texas A&M, as it's currently 100 differential. All pretty much 199% is all of that time is going in favor of them. This is looking like a little bit of a repetition of our last matchup. However, we hope that North Texas is able to get some early rotations to try and, you know, all they have to do is just give up these hills that they don't have control of. At least try and get some early time on other hills. Even if they get slayed out, if they get the early time and the scrap time, they might be able to come back into this game. But Texas A&M just have not stopped the bleeding.
Yeah, they're not getting any of that. Oh, and the 2-piece of Making Bacon, one of his teammates, going to throw out the grenade there, try to get the other. Oh, double EMP assist, the double kill from the HC from Making Bacon, and they're pushing out, and that's 3 down already. And I mean, we were hoping for a tougher match, but already this is looking to go very similar to that Wayne State RIP match. Or, sorry, I didn't even... Yeah, RIT, I said RIP by accident there. That's the there. But 135-1, I mean, looks like North Texas might be getting put in, never mind the 100-point club, never mind the 50-point club, but the 10-point club. Texas A&M are just absolutely in command of this game. They have the setups, they have people, you know, they obviously have these strategies, they know where everyone needs to be. We've got Cerberuses coming in, we've got score streaks and specialists all over the place. I mean, meanwhile, you got people like Richette 2-8, you know, Skater 6-13, Ninja 7-16. I mean, these people for North Texas really need to step up this lane department. Miguel pulling out the launcher to hopefully take down the drone there, does not able to do that. And a very interesting thing we're seeing from Texas A&M that differentiates them from the Wayne State match we saw is we're seeing a lot more players staying inside of the hill. Wayne State generally only kept 1 player in the hill, while Texas A&M is keeping sometimes 2 or 3. This hill's going to be contested, but slightly able to quickly pick up the kills, and 178-3 with no signs of slowing. Texas and A&M looking for a strong 1-0 start.
Yeah, and I mean, Texas A&M, even in complete command of this game, early rotated 3 players into this bunker hill, which just as the money hill is considered by most people, where you get the most amount of points. It's the easiest hill to defend, and North Texas should have early rotated, should have put all 4 players for this hill to really try and come back into this game, because this is about to be a 5-point club, as we were going to say. And, you know, Making Bacon currently on a 4 streak, make that a 5 with the kinetic armor in hand, has another player to worry about, is able to pick a 6 kill up, 75 off the lightning strike, and I believe he also had his Cerberus earlier in the game, so he's going to be a player to watch in the further games. But then there's also Enemy, who just earned his 24th kill, 24-4 with a 6 kill streak. has Raps also equipped, but I don't believe he earned it yet. But he's 250 off the Cerberus, so I'm expecting Texas A&M to have some more Cerberus come on the board.
Yeah, if they even, last that long, it's 230 to 4 right now. I mean, Texas A&M can really close it out. Look, all 4 members in the hill, they are not worried about any opposition from North Texas. Though some kills do come down, Skater able to pick up one on Exuli. Skater with the 2-piece. Let's hop on board with him, see what he can do. Lets his teammates push out while he's low. That's smart. Kind of goes wildly in there, just kind of flailing around with his aim, but it kind of works out. McGill able to pick up 2 with the Razorback. But the Cerberus is patrolling that area, so it's going to be hard. 250, 247, 48, 49, and 50. Wow.
It's even worse than the last Hardpoint.
Yeah, we were kind of hoping for something a little closer than 250-24, and we got something even more
We got worse. We're going to get worse.
We got worse. Hey, I mean, it's the first night of this, event. You're good. This is where we find out, what are going to be the teams to watch, and I'm definitely going to want to, it seems like, watch when Wayne State and Texas A&M eventually face each other in this round-robin format. But, I mean, just look at those stats. It's just easy to see why North Texas, they just couldn't get any kills. I mean, only 2 of their players at double digits. They had 1 player going 2 and 14. I mean, and the enemy was just the absolute mainslay, going 29 and 5. There's just nothing North Texas could do at all. They were not picking up scrap time. They were not rotating. They were not doing anything useful.
Right, and then, of course, RIT did tell us in the chat that they made their team yesterday, so maybe this is the same scenario with this team. Maybe they just made the team yesterday, I don't know what's going on, but that definitely does explain why you have no chemistry, no sense of communication with the team, when to rotate, like, no sense of anything, to be honest, and that's going to happen when you form your team, a couple hours before a match, so hopefully in this S&D this is going to be a different story. RIT in the other matchup looked like they were trying to pick up some rounds in the S&D, and that's when they were showing life. So hopefully this is going to be the same scenario there for this team. Yeah,
maybe North Texas, again, can pull it together in the S&D, but the key is to not completely lose your composure when you literally get put in the 10-point club. In terms of Hardpoint, the key is to, be able to move on to the next game, and that's something you really see that separates the professionals from a lot of the amateur players is at least most of the pros are able to keep their composure, game to game, match to match. And I think that's going to be the key for seeing which teams really take, command of this event we have going on here, this $5,000 scholarship money tournament we have going on. Teams are going to switch up hosts, and we're going to get ready to set up for our next map, Search and Destroy Infection. We'll see you then.